Steve Lubetkin coming to you from Wiggins Park on the waterfront in Camden, New Jersey, where the No Kings rally for South Jersey is going to get underway shortly. We expect thousands of people here in the park. They're going to be marching from City Hall, which is about half a mile from here. You can see it over in the distance. They will be coming here, and there will be speakers, and there will be motivational groups and all kinds of tables and information for people.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I just haven't been surprised.
No kings, no tyrants. We will not be silenced.
When immigrant rights are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When immigrant rights are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When immigrant rights are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
Organizers were taking special pride in their ability to organize such a large demonstration.
Yeah, we're a really active group. We had a big part in getting Andy Kim elected to Congress in 2018 and overthrowing Representative MacArthur. We then got him reelected to Congress in 2020 and 2022, and now he's a United States Senator. And our group had a lot to do with that. We are not the only ones responsible for getting him in office, but we did a lot. And the message I want to take away is that no one is coming to save us. We have to save ourselves. The American people have to rise up. This is 1939 Germany. My father fought in World War II for 3.5 years. It is inconceivable for us to sit around and do nothing. No one can do everything, but everyone can do something. You can make a phone call to your congressman. You can send out postcards. You can go to indivisible.org, find the Indivisible group that's closest to you, and get as little or as involved as you want. But doing nothing is not an option. Not an option.
Michelle Messer says she wants people to focus on immigration.
We're hoping that people both recognize that they're not alone, but also realize that not being alone is not enough anymore. We hope for people to really lean into their civic responsibility, find a place where they can get engaged, whether it's on the community level, the local level, or the national level, and start doing the work of turning the tide on the terror of this administration. We want to center the fact that ICE is in Camden County. They've actively taken community members. They're terrorizing neighborhoods and schools. People are really directly impacted in our area, and we want people to know about that and care about that.
Congressman Donald Norcross also attended the No Kings rally and spoke to participants before making remarks at the main stage. We had a chance to chat with him about what he's seeing in Washington. Completely tongue-in-cheek, what brings you to Wiggins Park today?
Actually, Amtrak. I just left Washington, D.C. after being on the floor of the House till midnight, and it's great to be back in my hometown, my home city, for an incredibly important issue, the No Kings rally.
So you see all of the people here today, Congressman. What message does that send to the government? What message are you taking back to Washington?
Well, each time we have one of these rallies, they're growing and growing. And quite frankly, it's getting closer and closer to the one thing that we know we can do in this country. This one item that started it all. It's called democracy and an election. That's the number one thing we can do coming up on November, the first Tuesday. We have to be there. Everybody here has to get their friends out and speak with the loudest voice they can, and that's by voting.
political groups saw the rally as an opportunity to generate interest in their political platforms. We spoke with Ryan Clare from the Democratic Socialists of America, South Jersey chapter, and he talked about their focus on working people and working people's rights.
We're here advocating for worker power. We need a politics that works for the working class and not billionaires, not the ruling elite, that design our political system, our economic system for their profits, while our education systems goes underfunded, our infrastructure goes underfunded, our communities go underfunded. We're here to say that we need to grab power back for the people and really reclaim our politics. Mobilizations, protests like this are not alone what changes things. These are supposed to be a spark that moves you to something greater, to organizing with your community around a shared call to action, and figuring out real plans to take back power, to win things for people, which is a long process. You don't just show up and say, hey, we want this, and then it happens. You have to say, no, we're going to be here until we get this.
And finally, it was time for speeches from the dignitaries in attendance. And the first one up was U.S. Senator Andy Kim, the first South Jersey senator in more than 70 years.
Now I've got an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old. And all I want for them is the same thing that my parents wanted for me. But I'll be honest with you. Right now, given all the chaos and the crisis that we're seeing right now, I don't think I can look my kids in the eye and give them that same guarantee of opportunity that my parents had for me and my sister. That's why I'm here today. Because I look out at all the craziness and I just have to say, I refuse to believe that my kids are doomed to grow up in a broken America. I refuse to believe that my kids' future is going to be shaped by Donald Trump and Stephen Miller. I refuse. They deserve better, and you deserve better for you, your kids, your grandkids. We are here right now because these are dangerous times. These are dangerous times in this country. I've been down there fighting the fight over the last year and some with this Trump administration. Just the other day was there at the Capitol till 3 a.m. trying to make sure that we could stop them from trying to funnel billions of dollars more to ICE. They even had an amendment. They had an amendment that I had to debate at about 2 o'clock in the morning the other day. And I kid you not, the amendment was to give 10 years worth of funding to ICE. Can you believe that? They wanted to give 10 years, $100 billion more to ICE. So at 2 a.m., we shut that down, and you saw we were in the Senate, stayed united, Democrats stayed united, and we got the Republicans to stop. We got something passed through that had $0 for ICE. And look, I get it. Speaker Johnson, he cares more about his job than he cares about the jobs of TSA agents and other people right now that are government workers. He's just trying to protect himself, so they're going to continue to throw wrenches into this effort. But I just want you to know, we're going to stand up for you. We're going to make sure we're continuing the fight to stop this madness from going on. And it's not just down in D.C. We see it here in New Jersey as well. ICE is trying to build a warehouse detention facility up in Roxbury. This is a warehouse the size of 8 football fields that they want to house thousands of detainees. This is something that even the town of Roxbury, a town that voted for Trump with Republican leadership, says no way. They don't want this there. So we can have that effort to show united that we don't want this stuff here. We don't want what happened in Minnesota to happen here in New Jersey.
I don't think the president understands the we thing. I don't think he understands what we do together. He is all about me. Everything that he's doing is a me thing. Unchecked power, bullying, doing what he wants to do. It's about me thing. He didn't get the message that working together He didn't get the message how when you pull together, it makes better life for everyone. It makes a better community for everyone. He didn't get that message. You know, making our vulnerable community feel like in fear, making them not wanting to come outside and understand it, thinking that the federal government is not down for me, that's bullying. You know, I was raised by my grandmother, rest in soul, Bessie Threadgill. Bessie Threadgill taught me to respect, work together. But she also told me when somebody stands up to you, bully them, you stand back and you say, I'm not gonna let that happen. My grandmother is rolling over in her grave right now, understanding and thinking what's going on in this community, in this world.
We have a very special message for ICE. ICE, you are no longer permitted on property owned by the county of Camden. Stay out of our county. Today we fight a dictator who has seized power through fraud, oppression, and the suspension of civil liberties. A dictator who now controls every branch of government that is in place to keep power in check. The Senate, the House of Representatives, the Supreme Court, the Department of Justice, and the FBI. It is incumbent upon us, we the people, to fight him every step of the way.
I literally just got off the train coming back from Washington, where we are on the floor of the House yesterday against these folks who are out of their fucking mind. They're nuts! Sitting there telling us we gotta give another $60 billion to ICE. Where we are today, right behind us, is where it all started. Our democracy. As serious as we can get, people literally laid their life on the line to fight against the king. The kings back then were the ones who were controlling anything. Now what we see today, day in and day out, is this guy in the White House trying to control everything we do in life. Yesterday, in the middle of the war, Hegseth holds up 4 appointments who are going to be generals. You're thinking, why does that matter? 2 women and 2 African Americans. This is what we're dealing with. Listen, we all came here together. My daughter-in-law's over there who came up from Mexico, who served in the U.S. Army because they're, and you know what? We allow people to come up here and speak and have their First Amendment rights, and we see our folks over here. We appreciate that because you're allowed to speak up in our country. We see Senator Kim up here. We serve together armed services. We know what goes on a day in and day out. The most important thing that is coming up, something that we know that started over there 250 years ago, the one thing, because people ask, what can we do? Make sure that on the first Tuesday in November, you get out and speak with the loudest voice. It's your vote. That's what you can do. You get your neighbors out, and we can change the direction of this country to include everyone. God bless.
Reporting from Wiggins Park in Camden, New Jersey, I'm Steve Lubetkin, State Broadcast News.